second. There we go. Sorry about that, everybody. Welcome all. Sorry we lost the signal. It's talking about 28 days later. I'm going finally to see that this weekend. I am, as you can imagine, beyond excited. I know I don't sound it. In fact, I sound a little bit tired today. But I am thoroughly, utterly. John, hello. How are you doing? Something just beeped. Hang on. It's okay. Whatever it was that's beeping, it has stopped beeping. But it was a very strange beeping. I thought the beeping was coming from the utility room. We lost signal. Everything. I got crumpets. Forky Diner. For. Ooh. Don't know. I'm gonna have to wait. For dinner. Oh. Okay. I normally have crumpets for breakfast, but they'd work for dinner, definitely. I'm doing an awful lot of shirts today. I don't think I've done as many as this in some time. Well, at least since Monday. I've just been musing. I've just been musing with the idea of red and green t-shirts, a limited edition for Christmas with Monty and myself on the t-shirt, obviously, because we're doing the t-shirts for Fairy Tale, and I'm looking into the possibility of doing that. Very warm, very busy. Every time I find your messages to me on through community, for some reason they go into the disapproved, and I don't know why. It's really weird. Any road, when I find them eventually. Anyway, when I eventually find them, I put them into the approved pot and then I answer them. I just thought it was a bit of an odd one. But there you are. Random things of today. I just thought I'd let you know. Very strange. But anyway, I do find you. And then I move you into the right department. And I just don't know why YouTube insists on shoving you there. It's really weird. I know. I had crumpets for breakfast. It might not like you, and I don't know why. Very strange. Anyway, when I've finished my ironing today, I shall be sending off a couple of speculative emails to these t-shirt companies that make t-shirts, of course, and find out a little bit more about them and find out how easy, difficult it would be to do a limited edition run of, I'm thinking, white t-shirts normal all year round, but at Christmas time, and I'm looking for a Christmas t-shirt to you know, for fairy tales. You know, like Monty and I would have a Christmas, like a Santa hat on or something. I have to wait and see if it can work out. Alan, how did it go on the ghost walk? Yeah, well, got a 5-star review. Oh, brilliant. That is brilliant. I am so pleased. They love you. I bet no wonder you keep getting all these bookings. Good on you, lad. Good on you. A lovely family from Arizona. Oh, wow. I hope they realise that they're being taken round by the famous writer Alan Aspinall. You know, I hope they realise just what greatness that they're in with the company. Ooh, spare hangers. It's exciting times. Yes, it is. Incredibly exciting times. Another shirt with a button-down collar. How many times? That's the third, fourth one that I've had to do. It's been forcibly buttoned down and washed that way. Oh dear. It just ruins the collars. It's another Space Nuts little baby boy's birthday today, and last night another Space Nut adopted a little kitten, a black and white little fur ball called Dexter. I've also been asked by a US college to take a bunch of their students on a ghost walk later in the year as part of their studies. Oh, you can really, amp it up, baby, amp it up. Give them the fright of their lives. Make sure that they never close their eyes again. And happy birthday as well. Yes, to another Space Nuts little boy. Ooh. Something good is afoot. Right, bear with me on this one. Another Space Nut is setting up a Discord, right? So that we've all got somewhere to go and chat about books and stuff. And this is going to be wild. But why can't we link your Fading Light series of books to the Discord, and if it's possible, link your Ghost Walk to the Discord as well? I wonder if that's a possible thing that we could do. And then we'll be helping you, Alan, regarding that sounds absolutely brilliant, doesn't it? I wonder if we can get that sorted. I wonder if that's a thing. I don't know enough about it, but I'd have to ask another Space Nut if that's a thing, if that's something that we could do. I'll have to wait till he comes on and find out, but that, if we could do that for you, my darling, that would be phenomenal. Then there would be no stopping you, and Monty would unleash a reign of terror the likes the world has not seen since the T-Rex. Well, he did on my foot this morning, a little sod. He decided that my feet were fair game. I was trying to put the laundry into the laundry bag to bring downstairs so it could be washed. And the little so-and-so decides that he's going to scratch my foot. I just thought, well, thanks, buddy. Jokes aside, that sounds great. It does, doesn't it? I mean, let's make it happen. It's got to happen, right? It can't be that hard. Yeah. We're all going forward at the speed of light. Or the speed of the ironing board, anyway. Space Nut seems to know his stuff. Well, he does, doesn't he? It's like I said to him this morning, learning how to do stuff on Facebook, on YouTube. It's like trying to learn to breathe underwater. It can be done. Yeah, it can be done, but it's just like taking that leap to realise that you can breathe underwater without hyperventilating. Nikki, hello. Hello, how are you doing? How's things? Are you alright, love? I'm off to see 28 Years Later this weekend. I can't wait. I love me a good zombie flick at the cinema. I never got to see 28 Days Later at the cinema, unfortunately, because I was having a baby at the time. But I figured 23 years on, I know they call it 28 years later, but let's face it, guys, it really is only 23 years later. So I'm just saying. But this time I'm going to go to the cinema to see it. And I can't wait. I've already been planning my snacks. Reese cups, Revels, Jelly Babies, blue slush, raspberry flavour. Even though it's the third film, I think there's more or less ignoring 28 weeks later in this one. Are we now? Ooh, right. That's interesting. I actually quite like 28 weeks later. I mean, Robert Carlyle as the dad. I mean, you know, he had the most monumentally difficult decision to make, and he felt terrible leaving his wife behind. But I mean, how could he have got to her? You know, and that feeling that he must have had thinking that she died in that room. And then having to tell the kids that. And then finding the mother in the attic at the house that they went back to. That you know, takes a lot of like difficulty. I mean, can you imagine the counselling session that you'd have had to do to sort of explain that one. Oh yeah, sorry kids, I actually left your mother because I couldn't get to her, and I kind of thought she'd died, and then, well, obviously you went home and you found her in the attic. Yeah, I'm just saying that's a very messed up family. From what I heard, the hate plague was more or less confined to Britain, with the rest of the world being okay. Ooh. Oh my goodness me. I tell you what, I think I'm in for an absolutely astoundingly epic afternoon on Saturday. I'm just saying, I'm just looking forward to it so much. I'm very, very curious about that thing that I've seen in the trailer regarding the kids that are in the front row. The mum that's saying, don't go anywhere, don't leave the front row, and then all what's going on while they're watching the Teletubbies. I mean, Tinky Winky, Dipsy, Laa-Laa and Po, and Nunu. I've said it before, they live on a little island, right? And a green hill. We're going to go to Lindisfarne, which is a little green island on a hill. A Dipsy Wipsy, Tinky Winky, Laa-Laa and Po, and Nunu, battle-hardened zombie veterans, right? Just a thought. And if they are, I will report back and let you know. You see, this confuses me now, because we're 28 weeks later, the kids at the end, right, Andy and his big sister, they jumped into a helicopter and went all the way to France. And it's depicted at the end, the final scene that you see on 28 weeks later is a zombie horde running direct at the Eiffel Tower. Now, if they're going to completely ignore the fact that that happened, then in essence, 28 weeks later isn't even in the timeline and can't have happened. And it's going to be really, really weird if they've circumnavigated around that. Is that because Danny Boyle and Alex Garland weren't involved in that one, therefore they're not taking responsibility for that one? And they're just going to pretend in their timeline that it never actually happened. Not sure if they're fully ignored or if the army got the Paris outbreak under control. The Teletubbies were a nightmare for mums and dads back in the late 90s and early 2000s, mainly because they became every young kid's Christmas toy gift, and so they became impossible to get hold of. Yes, I know. From what I've been told, it's only Britain that's infected. Right. I mean, I find the whole concept of infecting monkeys with a rage virus absolutely brilliant. You know, as far as science fiction goes, I think that that is obviously a brilliant story premise. but I am really, really curious as to, have you seen that one zombie that's in the trailer? He's a proper unit. He's absolutely massive. You know, I mean, you look at him and he looks like a great sequoia. You know, you literally look at his feet and you're travelling up, and I think his head's somewhere up in the clouds. He's a proper unit. I think he's as broad as he is tall. We're almost at the end of the first bag. Thing is, right, if it's just Britain that's infected, I mean, I know that we're an island, but surely somewhere, somehow down the line, somebody with the means will have been able to get off the island. I mean, I'm guessing that in the timeline that we've got, Queenie Bobs and Prince Philip, they must have been airlifted out of the country. You know, they were taking them to somewhere safe like Canada. You know, and all the corgis, they'll have got in the flipping helicopter and all, wouldn't they? Because, you know, I mean, it's the Queen's dogs. So, like Queenie Bobs, Prince Philip, Charlie Boy, Camilla, possibly Harry, because I don't think he'd have had that chance to get married to our Meghan just yet. And then William and Kate and little Prince George, they'll have all been sort of riding in like a helicopter too, and they've all been going to Canada, you know, and all the corgis all around them, they'll have all like been airlifted out of the country, because there's no way the Queen, we're going to allow that darling Queen to become, you know, a zombie. Mind you, when you look at Prince Philip, quite honestly, I think the zombies will think, mate, you've got enough problems. We're not going to bite you and turn you into one, because you already are one. So I reckon the entire royal family, at least the important ones, you know, probably Princess Anne, she'll have been airlifted out. I think they might have left Andrew, for obvious reasons. And then, I don't know, do you reckon that Richard Branson would have got out and all? I reckon he'd have probably jumped in one of his hot air balloons and, like, you know, got out of the country that way. I think Alan Sugar might have got out of the country as well. You know, anybody that's got a bit of clout, a bit of money behind him, I think they'll have, like, you know, got out of the country. Just my opinion, guys. That said, in World War Z, I think the Queen stays in England and leads a thing from the Tower. Windsor. No, it's not the Tower of London, I don't think. I think it was Windsor. Yeah, and they managed to make, you know, the motorways up and down, obviously, the country. You know, the gangplanking that's above where all the signage is held from, right? They turned those into like Martello towers and put machine gun posts up there and then absolutely strafe anything that goes up or down that's remotely non-human. But that is in the book and the audio book rather than the film. And don't get me started on World War Z, because I'm still salty about the fact that Max Brooks sold the rights to Brad Pitt with the Plan B project and then proceeded to say, well, we'll take the title of the film from the book and we'll take certain parts from the book and put it in the film. I mean, the Battle of Yonkers, the epic Battle of Yonkers, it doesn't even get lip service in there. And there's a pivotal point in the book. I mean, don't get me wrong, I do like World War Z. And if I'd never read the book, I'd love it as a standalone movie. But unfortunately, I've read the book, I've heard the audio book, and they did it dirty. They did that book dirty, right? I think going and making it into a movie was the wrong way. Just my opinion. But had they turned it into a television series like The Walking Dead, then you would have been able to have much more artistic scope with it, and you would have been able to do each chapter as maybe like a series, you know, like an 8-series TV show, something like that. Yeah, the film itself was nearly a disaster and had to have last-minute reshoots to save it. Brad had to step in and save it from the director. I know. Autumn Stars. Hello, my darling. Hello. We're talking about World War Z. And I think it would have just been so much better had it been a TV series. I mean, it might have lasted as long as MASH, but I'm willing to go that way. It would have been the intellectual version of The Walking Dead. Right? It would have just been better had they just not turned it into a film. It didn't translate well at all. World War Z by Max Brooks, and he sold it to Brad Pitt at Plan B Projects, and they turned it into that film, the film of World War Z. And I'm just saying how salty I am about the fact that they took an epic book and they ruined it. Okay, yeah. That said, it seems in The Walking Dead, Britain was one of the few places where the government did not fall. No, in our government, they'll have had the poor sods out in the fields picking vegetables, zombie or not. That's what our fate would have been. You'd be begging a zombie to go on, bite me right there. I don't want to go picking cabbages today. Can't face picking another cabbage. bite me on the arm. I'm just saying that that's what it'd have been like. Now, one of my favourite parts in the World War Z book is the one where Paul Rudiker, the guy that did the survival plan for South Africa, talked to the narrator, you know, the UN worker, the guy that's going around getting all the stories, and was saying that the plan, although horrifically brutal, saved at least 50% of the African population. And then as the narrator's leaving, the guy that is going to go see, he says, I've never met Paul Rudiker, but if you see him, tell him I said hi. And as the narrator's leaving, he's writing in the visitor's book who he'd been to see and the time that he left the building. And it writes underneath, I've been to see Paul Rudiker and I'm leaving and this is the time. And it's just like, it blows my mind, that one particular line in the book. The guy that he's gone to see is so far gone with grief and disbelief that he actually put this brutal plan of survival into action that he's completely disassociated himself from himself, and he's gone completely mad. And that really wigs me out. I mean, that is so creepy. That said, it seemed in The Walking Dead. Yeah, exactly. The other one that completely freaks me out is that little girl that was in a church, and the zombies are advancing on the church, and the zombies get into the church, and the mother thinks that the kindest thing to do of all is to strangle her child so that she doesn't obviously feel the pain of being eaten alive by the zombies. And her mother gets shot full on in the head by a pump action shotgun by somebody in the congregation, and the little girl is just told to basically get outside and run and not stop running, you know, until she gets to a place of safety. And the little girl is obviously suffering some kind of post-traumatic stress, because although she looks as though she's associating with life and the world and the universe and everything, she's actually near enough, I think she's late teens when they go to interview her, and she's still got the mind of a child because she's completely regressed. But obviously, if I'd have been running for my life with a horde of zombies wanting to chow down on my ass, I think I might have disassociated and all. They do say it is the brain's way of protecting itself from a traumatic experience. And it is written so well in the book of World War Z. But did it translate to film? Did it bugger it? No, it did not. And it's a shame. Even battle in the Ukraine. Even that didn't work out. I mean, you know, what was the point? You know, you might as well have just got hold of the book and set fire to it and just said, you know, we'll take the title, we'll take a few of the names of the characters, but that's it. Right, there's 12 items in the first bag. Go put the dryer on again. It has not dried, not fully anyway. Now there's loads of really good, I mean, like the Japanese samurai soldier that went blind and he had to learn how to spell the Walking Dead by listening, you know, and he'd chop their heads off and then he'd burn the bodies, and he was a formidable fighter, and not even he didn't even get a mention. You know, so many wonderful characters. I'm just completely and utterly ignored. Like I said, if you'd never read the book, you'd think World War Z was a reasonably good zombie movie. Until you read the book and then you realise, what was that pile of that I've just watched? You see, that's why I like the premise of 28 days, 28 weeks, and obviously the 28 years later, is that it's a genuinely good zombie film with a genuinely good script. I mean, Alex Garland and Danny Boyle, when they get together, they're pretty good. They're more than pretty good, they're excellent. I'll tell you another zombie film that I really enjoy, and I know it gets an awful lot of hate, but I think Shaun of the Dead is absolutely brilliant, especially that scene where they're in the pub and, you know, the Winchester Arms, and they're being besieged by zombies while going around the pool table with pool cues and battering them over the head, all to the tune of a very, very good Don't Stop Me Now, right? By a very well-known group. And I just think that one scene is fantastic. You see, Simon Pegg understood, right, what he was supposed to do, right? And the other guy, Nick, oh, come on, girl. I used to know this one, Nick Frost, that's it. And the pair of them together making Shaun of the Dead. I mean, George Romero, bless him, was still alive at the time. Thought it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, we've not really ever had a parody before of a zombie film in Britain. And then we get Shaun of the Dead. And I just love it. especially when he's walking down the street and he's going at the corner shop and he goes, will you leave me alone? Will you bugger off? I haven't got any loose change. I'm going to go down and get a can of pop at the Cornetto. Do you want oat? I mean, how more British can you get? I'm off to the corner shop to get a Cornetto. The bloody zombies wandering up and down the street. Oh dear me. I mean, the lad's clueless. He actually, Sean, reminds me of an ex-boyfriend that I had, which is probably why I'm so fond of the film. We'll be back in a moment. Yeah, Sean reminds me so much of an ex-boyfriend of mine. It's unreal. And I look on with great fondness, and I'm glad I didn't marry the guy. But he'll always have a very special place in my heart. But yeah, we wouldn't have been a good fit. But it's just this lapsy-daisical. Just the way he behaves. Right down to the mannerisms. Oh my. I won't say who he is, but if he's watching, he'll know that I see him as Shaun from Shaun of the Dead. I don't think that boy's ever going to get married. No. I don't think he ever will. He's just not meant for that life. We nearly did. We're engaged and everything. But in the end, we said, perhaps it's not the right thing. Dearie me. just get you on the hanger. I can fasten the buttons in a minute. Oh, let's go get some water. Right, evidence empty. New one. Goodness me. I hopefully tonight we'll be watching the final episode of Squid Game. We've got 2 to go, so I'm hoping that I get a chance to watch them. That's the plan going forwards tonight, to do that. Gosh, I got a lot of shirts in this bag. So what do I think of Squid Game so far? Well, without doing any spoilers, I have never seen so many catastrophic things go wrong so quickly for so many. And quite frankly, it's absolutely heartbreaking. And if you've seen the 3rd lot of Squid Game, then you'll know just what I mean about crying your eyes out. Especially when you've got 2 episodes left and you just know, after what you've just seen and the amount of death that has gone on, and you just like, your jaw has hit the floor so many times that quite frankly you're now not noticing when your jaw does hit the floor. And I had so many characters this time that I loved so much. And I am literally sat there with my heart in my mouth, willing the final 2 that I'm rooting for in Squid Game to make it, and I'm not sure that they are. And I don't want anyone to do any spoilers because I haven't seen it, and I'm not going to do any spoilers either. Because if you've not seen it, then that's not fair on you guys. But it just seems that this year we're getting answers to a lot of very wonderful television shows. And I hear on the grapevine that at the end of this year we have possibly got Stranger Things, the final set from Stranger Things. It's going to be done, I think they said the end of November. And the final episode is going to be on New Year's Eve. Of which I'm like, I'm down for that. I need to know. I am very invested in the shenanigans of, you know, everyone on Stranger Things. You know, I need to know what's going to happen to Eleven and Max and Mike and Steve and Robin. And there's so many other characters. Nancy, Jonathan, Joyce Byers, Hopper, Mike's parents that are absolutely clueless. I don't know how Mike's parents have gone through life without noticing that something was slightly off. Nope. And little Dusty Buns. In fact, I might just have to try and remember. Oh, Stranger Things. Dustin Henderson, Lucas, that's it, Lucas Sinclair, I could not think of his name, Nancy Wheeler, Jonathan Byers, Steve Harrington, Will Byers, Karen Wheeler, Max Mayfield, that's Sadie Sink, Pariah Ferguson, Erica Sinclair, and Ted Wheeler. Okay. Murray. Oh, I love the character of Murray. Dr. Martin Brenner. Yeah. I just think they're all... Vecna. God, yeah, Jamie Campbell Bower. Vecna. I like him as a character. Randy Havens. That's Scott Clark, the physics teacher. Poor old Bob Newby, played by Sean Astin. God, he got a right ending, didn't he? Ooh, Linda Hamilton as Dr. K. I don't remember her being in. Well, anyway, there's been a trailer release for Stranger Things. Hawkins, that's it, Hawkins, Indiana. You know, it's that flipping long since it's been on TV and I've had a chance to sit down and watch it. I think I'm going to have to, before it actually airs, the final lot. I think I'm just going to have to sit down and at least recap from the last one, because it's been nearly, what, 3 years? 4 years since we saw Stranger Things? 4 flipping years? Something like that? Come on, help me out here. Who else is a Stranger Things fan that's watching right now? Can you tell me the last time it was on the television? Because my brain can't think that far back. I'm thinking the last time Stranger Things was on the telly was back when I last was in France, which will have been 2022. I think that was the last time it was on the telly. So we've had a flipping long wait I mean, I know that there was the Actors Guild strike. Yeah, that didn't help the situation, and all the writers down tools, and nobody said they were going to write until they got paid a fair wage, which I can understand. I get it. But it is a flipping long time to go. I mean, Millie Bobby Brown's probably been married, divorced, and married again before she's got to play the role of a 16-year-old. And I think, she's 22 now? So a 22-year-old playing a 16-year-old role is going to be stretching it a bit. I mean, we're supposed to be dealing with kids that are in high school. If we leave it much longer, they're going to be drawing the flipping pension. I'm just saying, it's not a good look when 11 is now 60. And Mike Myers' parents are in a nursing home, still none the wiser to what's going on. Mike's parents are just completely flipping clueless. They didn't once think that, perhaps something's a bit dodgy downstairs. Maybe it's time to have a chat with our son. No. Quite happy to live in an oblivious world. But in saying that, they are actually quite perfect to play the role of Mike's parents, because all parents behaved like Mike's parents when we were young and back in the 80s like that. They were clueless as to what was going on. They weren't interested in what we were doing with their lives. They were too busy worrying about their own lives and their own jobs, and they really weren't actually parenting at all. So maybe they've got the tone just right. And it's only now, as we are parents ourselves, looking back, that we're thinking, actually, something's a bit amiss here. But yeah, I'm going to have to re-watch the last episode of Stranger Things just so I can actually have a recap and remember who the heck Vecna was. Because a lot of stuff has gone on since that was last on. And I'm really hoping that they do it justice and they don't give us a wishy-washy ending because they've not got the storyline right, or that they just really aren't, they just can't be asked to give us a decent ending. I hope that doesn't happen, because if it does, it's going to be an absolute travesty, and they might as well have just have let it end when it ended back then, back in 2022, because it just won't do the show justice. And it's a phenomena is Stranger Things. If you would want a TV show that's full of nostalgia about how it was when we were growing up back in the 80s, I couldn't think of a more perfect television show to encompass that other than Stranger Things. The font of the writing at the beginning, if you're familiar with Stephen King, you'll realise that the font that Stranger Things is written in is the same font that Firestarter, Cujo, Carrie, The Dead Zone, Salem's Lot, it was all written in that font, and it was deliberately picked to make it look as though that show was done back in the 1980s. Everything is being deliberately done to give maximum terror and maximum nostalgia. I mean, they even allude to Derry being connected somewhere in the timeline, in the time wibbly wobbly zone of Hawkins being connected to Derry in the Upside Down. And you know, if that is not the perfect homage to Stephen King, I don't know. I really want a worthy ending to such a TV phenomenon. I just don't want it to be a cheap and tacky ending. Because I mean, didn't Max, if I'm correct in remembering, Max was taken by Vecna when they went over to the Upside Down to try and fight him, and Robin and Steve and Nancy got tangled up in the Upside Down, like tentacles that came out the wall, and Vecna went after Max, and Max ended up in a coma. Yeah, if I do remember rightly, that is how it ended. And poor old that metalhead, what was his name? Oh, do you know? See, that's because it's been too long since I've seen it. Stranger thing. Ouch. Eddie. Yeah. Joseph Quinn played Eddie Munson. That's the one. Yeah, that metalhead, Eddie. He was brilliant. But I thought the way sort of like he met his end, or is he dead? I don't think Eddie's dead. I think Eddie is very much alive and stuck in the Upside Down. And he's there to help out and fight against Vecna. But meanwhile, our Max is in a coma. And I just want Max to be alright. In fact, I want them all to be alright. I want 11 to win. I want Vecna to disappear. Ooh, thunderstorms just issued. Ooh, we're gonna get some thunderstorms. Oh wow. Yeah, I'm looking forward anyway to Stranger Things. Hawkins, Indiana, where strange things happen because it's right on top of the Upside Down. You know, if I lived there, well, first of all, I'd think, okay. And then secondly, I'd be like, yeah, actually this is rather cool. But maybe it's time to move. Right, okay. That's that. Right, let's do this bit. A linen dress. Oh boy. I mean, I'm really glad that demigorgons don't actually exist. I mean, could you imagine? And there's Dustin. He had one in the house and it ate the cat. Because obviously they had a pet cat. And Dustin's mum's cat got eaten by the demigorgon with pieces of fluff everywhere. Well, it looks as though we're in some bad weather, folks. We've just been issued with a thunder and lightning warning, but I don't know when that's likely to hit. It's because I've been talking about Stranger Things. My village is just going to turn into Hawkins from Indiana. The Upside Down is going to be right outside my front door. I'm thinking that we've probably got around about 30 items. I'm not sure. Just imagine actually if that really did happen and you ended up with the Upside Down right outside your front door. I mean, you know, I think you completely and utterly flip out. And everybody be looking around for Joyce Byers saying, what have you done, woman? Actually, I think Winona Ryder's character of Joyce Byers is just brilliant. Oh, sorry, hip. My hip then. Oh, that wasn't very nice. smoother than I expected. I'm thinking anyway, the last time I did see it, it was 22. It's July of 22. So it's a good couple of years since it were on. But I'll have to Google it. I think it's possibly raining. Chocolate. Probably not the best thing in the world to be nibbling, but it sure feels good. Giving me a bit of energy to wine anyway. Not bad for a very, very, very badly creased dress. There we go. Right, what we have to do with this one is fold it in half, right, mind your arm so you don't end up burning that. That one up in a minute. God, this is soul destroying today. Every bloody shirt. Each and every sodding one. Not one of them has the collar been uncut. I'm guessing I've got another 15 of these in a bag. But if it's dark anyway, so I'm assuming it's pouring down. cloudy. It says it's cloudy outside. I have to rely on what the computer tells me. Because obviously with me being really far underground, I can't see out because I've got no windows. Oh dear. Hello. Who are my secret watchers? Who are you? Are you into Stranger Things and World War Z and 28 years later? Oh gosh, it would be you. Hello, Thea. How are you, my darling? Sorry about that. I had to go and answer a customer. Sorry about that, Thea. I had to go and talk to a customer. Sorry about that, my dear. I had to go and talk to a customer. As I sometimes do when I'm doing my lives. It's all good stuff. Hello, Thea, my love. Sorry about that. There we go. I see you a bit better now. If you enjoy Stranger Things like I do, can you please tell me when it was last on air? Because my poor brain cannot remember. My little brain has gone for a wander and it has wandered off, and I can't remember when the last time I saw Stranger Things on the television. Let's hope I've got that crease in the right place. Yes, I did. Oh, you can tell I've done this a few thousand times. I don't know how many shirts I've ironed in 14 years, but I reckon it'll be up into the thousands. Probably. I'm sure, other than Stephen King's story about a demon-possessed laundry press, there has to be some other horror movie out there, or story for that matter, that it revolves around a demon iron or a demon washing machine. If you've never read The Mangler, it was a short story written over 50 years ago for a magazine. If you actually own a copy of that magazine, hang on to it because it is worth a fortune. But his story reappears in a book called The Graveyard Shift, and it is absolutely hilarious, and it got turned into a movie in the 90s starring Freddy Krueger's Robert Englund. I did a book review of the story The Mangler in my 31 Days of Horror last year for Halloween, and if you want to check it out, it's quite funny. I do actually have quite a lot of book reviews on my channel, and short videos. In fact, there's 2,500 long and short form videos on my channel, not including the lives. So if you want to, please subscribe, and if you really want to, you can watch some of my old stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We're up to 15 items, everybody. I think we've got 15 more to go. Right. Dearie me. Gingham. How joyful. Also, idiots. Another one with a collar. Button down. Five watching. Hello. Considered subscribing to the Random Musings of the Fairy? I'd be guaranteed it'd be worth your while. There are so many book reviews, so many random musings from my mind. See you after 6. We're back. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, busy, busy, busy. For watching. Right. Hello. You are lurking. I don't bite. I'm very nice. I like chocolate and jelly babies. I'm just saying. Random question time. If I was to create some merchandise for the fairy tales, I'm thinking t-shirts, since that was the one that was picked up on when I did the poll yesterday. If you'd like to vote on that, please do. I'd love to know what you think. I'm thinking of doing some. Oh, hello, sorry, I popped out there. A limited edition t-shirt. I'm thinking of doing them for Christmas. I'm thinking about doing them in red and green. Is this something that you would be interested in? And if so, let me know, because I would be very interested in checking it out and seeing if it's a possibility. Sorry about that. If you're watching and you've not given us a thumbs up, please do. Every little thumbs up that you can give gets us more and more recognised by YouTube. We do appreciate that. And I was just asking the question, if I decided to get some t-shirts done as merchandise for the business, for the YouTube, would you be interested in purchasing one? I'm thinking of doing them for Christmas, and I'm thinking of doing them in red and green. But only if it's something that you would genuinely be interested in, and if it's actually feasible to do it, of which I have to talk to a few people about it. But I'm just thinking about it at the moment. And I know Christmas seems like a long way away. We are in July, and these things take time to plan. It's not just something that you can click your fingers and it's instantly there. Ha! I wish life was like that, but it isn't. It takes months of planning. Right, another one, a denim one this time, Ooh. Let me guess. Oh, another shirt that they haven't undone the button on. I think there's a pattern here. Pattern of idiocity. Idiocity. Idiocity? Yes, something like that. What time is it? 2:15. Maybe about 4 o'clock I might be through this lot. You never know. Thank you for my thumbs ups, by the way. They are appreciated. Oh, we have 3 now. Hello. Yep, I've got about another hour. I really like to be through in that hour. I'm just going to go check the laundry next door. We're doing just fine. We're doing what we should be doing. Tell you what, I am feeling fucking cool after this week. be glad when I've got through this lot. You have no idea. To be fair, if there was an ironing thing in Squid Games, I would be very proud. Because I think I'd be alright with that one, that challenge. Right, those aren't shirts, but these are. So I've got 1 shirt, 2 shirts, 3 shirts, 4 shirts, dress of some kind, another dress, and another t-shirt. So I've got 4 shirts and 3 or 4 dresses. Well, that's not so bad. I'll just get this nice and smooth. I think I'm going to be cut out, have a workout for the next hour or so. I reckon. Well, that's not so bad really. Takes a brain numbing amount of determination to get through ironing some days. I just have to tell myself I have to do this for now. I have to do this for now. But we all tell ourselves that. got. That's good. Whoever gets this back, the customer is very lucky. I've nearly lost my tiny mind with the amount of times I've had to undo all those buttons on the shirts. It's been enough to tip me over edge today, that has. It's a bloody nightmare. Let's just see how we're going with the laundry. Two minutes, everybody. Tell you what, I'll sleep well tonight. Oh boy. This is absolutely mind-numbing today. This is. I am quiet, aren't I? There's just people there watching me. I'm saying hello. I'm not sure if they're wanting to interact or not. But it's nice that you're there watching. Thank you very much. Oh, I'll be back in a moment. That's the dryer. life is. I'm back. 200 wheels and rails. Hello, my darling. Did you have any more subscribers from yesterday? Or have you done any more hours on your channel? How are you doing? Where are we up to? Gracious me. I had to take a break from the shirts, everybody. They were driving me mad. Do you know, next year I will have been ironing for 15 years. 15 years. That's quite frightening, isn't it? That's what I was on about the other day. I am ready for a change. I can't wait to change my life for the better. Exciting times are ahead. And it's time, isn't it? Time to reinvent yourself, girl. Goodness me. What is this? Green monstrosity. Oh, it's a dress. Oh, I'm sorry. Okie dokie. No problem. I thought it was a t-shirt at first. It's just so bright. But it's a beautiful pattern. I just don't think I'd have chosen it in green. But then again, green's not my colour. And for some people, it suits them better. But for me, no. Because I do like the flowers that are on it. Yeah, I like the flowers. I've got a very itchy face. I think it's the heat in here. It's making me ever sleepy. It's like it was last Thursday where I could have just nodded off. I don't think we've got that much now. To which I can also say, hip hip hooray. Who are the 4 that are there? Hello. 2 have disappeared. Did I frighten you off? I'm sorry. I don't even know where Sharky is. He's usually around, but he's not today. I hope he's alright. Quarter to 3. 1 hour. Quarter to 4. after the 4 that are watching, I've probably got another hour with you, and then that's it. I'll try and get on again tomorrow, but I can't guarantee that I will. I have a house full tomorrow, and I also may have no internet because I may not have any power. We'll do the dresses and then we'll leave the dreaded shirts for the end of the world, because that's just how it feels right now. If I have died and gone to hell, I have literally landed a job. That quite frankly is befitting of my torture. For all the crimes against humanity I have been besieged to take on ironing for all eternity. If that isn't worthy of a horror novel, I don't know what is. In fact, all you budding writers out there, if that is something that you would like to put on pen to paper, I would gladly read it. There we are. I'm not making chocolate. John, how you doing? I am still here. We're getting there, son. As exhausting as it seems. Hello? No, I'm so sorry, I don't. You might be better off going to Brooks Cleaners because they've got the big industrial drums down there. Yeah, they're on Skirkett Green. Yeah, they're at Skirkett Green. Oh, right. Oh. No, it's the size and the weight of duvets, because industrial dryers and washers, yeah, but not domestics because it'll break the bearings. No worries. Thank you. Bye. Hello. Speaking of chocolate, what was the phone call? Somebody wanting to know if I could wash a duvet, you know, like what goes on a bed. Not the duvet cover, but the actual duvet. When you put something like maybe anywhere between 10 and 15 tog, you don't know if it's a single, a double, a king, super king, no idea. But the minute you put that in your washing machine and add water and then expect your drum to turn, it unfortunately will snap the bearings on your drum. It won't be able to turn with the water, the weight of the water, and of course then a wet through duvet, feather duvet, or maybe it's hollow fibre, I don't know. But the weight of that will snap your bearings, your drum will drop, there'll be water literally all over your floor will then be ruined, the cupboard that your washing machine is next to will be ruined, probably your entire utility room will be ruined, all because you tried to wash a duvet instead of taking it to an industrial washer, because a domestic is no good. And if a domestic company is going to wash your duvet, get this, you are going to be looking at least £30 for a wash and a dry each, because of the cost of the time of the person to put it into the machine for you, the electricity. It will be cheaper, as we found out, to go out and buy a brand new one. By the time I'd have finished getting the duvet washed and dried, can you wash it? Pillows are okay, because pillows are small. Pillows are nice and small, but duvets are impossible because, like I've just said, something that will cost 30 quid to wash and then 30 quid to dry, you would destroy a £100 washing machine, you would destroy a perfectly serviceable floor and the cupboards next to it. You would be looking in the region of a couple of grand to put your laundry room back together again. And of course, the duvet would be destroyed. That wouldn't be very good. So yeah, it's not a good idea. Is what I'm basically trying to say. But see, look, there you go. You learned something new today. Free advice on the house. Yeah. We've got it all wired up. Electricity, ventilation, phone line, internet. My husband thought of everything. I have 4 more shirts after this dress. And I've really been quite distressed with this laundry today. Every Everything that I have touched in this bag has been baked to within an inch of its life. So I've not been able to get the best finish that I would have liked, because everything's either cotton or linen. So it's been a bit of a difficult iron. And then all the shirts, unfortunately, have all been buttoned down on the collar, which means that each and every collar on the shirt is twisted. So I've done my best to try and straighten it out. But quite frankly, it's been so difficult. It's been such a difficult iron today, and it's really upset me. 200 wheels on rails. I was asking you, sweetheart, how have your hours gone? Have you got any more watched, viewed hours? And did you manage to get yourself any more subscribers? And if people haven't already subscribed to you, why not? What did I have for lunch? Chocolate and a bit of flat Sprite. Today has been a shite day. I'm sorry for swearing, but I am a broken woman today. I am distressed. I don't normally get this distressed, but today I am. I am upset today. I'm upset and angry that I've just been trying to get a decent finish on this laundry, and it's just been so difficult. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4 more shirts. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Not another one. Oh, God. Shoot me. Shoot me. Is there no end? I'm living in a hell today. Oh. Right now, I'm literally willing a zombie to come through the goddamn door and just bite me. At least if I'm a zombie, I'm not gonna care if I'm stood ironing the shirt. It's like we could call it a horror film. It'd be 28 shirts later. You know, the extreme film 28 shirts later. Or 28 sheets later. Or, or dresses or anything. know what I've got to look forward to when I finish this? I've got to go tidy the utility room. I've got to clean out the dryer. I can't contain myself with the joy I'm feeling of today. All I can say is I'm glad I'm down to 4 days a week, because there's no way I could do this. I used to do it 7 days a week. And all the housework, and all the cooking, and all the cleaning. It's hell on earth. Still, look forward to it, my darling. Look forward to it. Have a great time. Thank you very much. You're welcome. Enjoy your snackies if you're not doing something like it. What you getting? What you having? We're having burgers. Really inspiring, isn't it? Getting that hot tub. See you later. One down, one to go. It and dried it. Dear God, please, no more. I've been good. good person, but don't push me. I might just snap. You know, if the end of the world ever did occur, I'm going to miss it. Because I'll be in this room, ironing. And I'll miss it. Everybody will have disappeared off the planet apart from me. And my death sentence will be endless IKEA blue bags of shirts that I have to iron that nobody's ever going to wear because there's nobody else on the planet. But that'll be how my life ends. Oh, not another one. Button down. I'll have to do all the shirts, water for all the zombies. Right? There'll be hordes of them outside the front door. And my little hell will be 28 shirts later for all the flipping zombies that are on my driveway that are all saying, where's my bloody shirts? Yep. I can see it now. It'll be an international hit. You're not ironing fast enough, Fairy. Where's my ruddy shirt? It's cold out here. Even zombies need shirts. Henceforth, the name of the film, 28 Shirts Later. I mean, can you imagine if George Romero had done a clothing horror? It would be called Nighty of the Living Dead. I'm just saying. We could have Day of the Duvet. Dawn of the Dish Soap. World War Z might be about zips. mean, curb your enthusiasm. Yep. Yep. I mean, Return of the Living Dead will be Return of the Living Laundry. Just when you thought it was safe to go back in the utility room. In the laundry room, nobody can hear you scream. I know how Sigourney Weaver must have felt. Halloween would be the night Michael came back for his laundry. You know, Freddy Krueger would have to be the nightmare in the linen closet. Oh, for the... No. We're doing this in my sleep. Oh. I mean, Jason Voorhees, you know, the night Jason came home and didn't find any clean shirts in his wardrobe. And he just goes off on one. I get it, Jason. I do. You know. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre would have to be renamed the Texas, I don't know, Laundry Massacre. In fact, we could make this again. Yeah, we could. Try and cheer myself up. Think of a title of a film and insert laundry into it. Like the classic Richard Attenborough film, The Bridge Too Far. Right? Yeah? The laundry pile too far. I mean, instead of it being Conan the Barbarian, it could be Conan the Laundry Presser. Instead of Alice in Wonderland, it'd be Alice in Laundryland. Instead of it being the perfect storm, it could be the perfect laundry pile. And fear of ironing in Las Vegas. By Hunter S. Thompson. Instead of it being the passage to India, it could be the passage to the ironing room. Hello. We could have, I don't know, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Laundry. Or Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Laundry Basket. Or Indiana Jones and the Last Laundry Crusade. Yeah, we could have those. We'd have to turn it from Star Wars to Star Chores. We could have it as Laundry Skywalker. I'm getting ridiculous now. I've just been in this room for too long. Ah, I thought of one. We'd have to call it Socky instead of Rocky. And the Godfather would have to be the Sock Father. I really have been tipped over the edge today. there'll be 30 up here behind me. It's taken me all day to sort out 30 items. I admit, though, they are like bigger than the average size. Being a 20-inch neck. Last one. Now what are you gonna, oh, no freaking way. Unbuttoned. I think I'm just gonna faint with happiness. No, that can't be right. We've got to the end of the ironing pile and the last shirt wasn't buttoned down. I'm not having that. Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, like I said, I really am dead, and I'm in hell, and I'm having to do the laundry in hell. That's why it's so warm. it. We've done it. Place your bets. How many do you think I've ironed today? Have a guess. How many do you think I've ironed today? There it all. Empty. That's it. I'm done for the week. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 28. Oh! No, I'm not back tomorrow. I'm done. 28. Right. I am done for the week. I have no more ironing at all ever again. I'm gonna run away to Yorkshire Hills and the moors, and I'm gonna disappear screaming that I've lost my mind and I don't know who I am, and I've never seen any ironing piles in my life. Yeah, that's what I'm going to tell everybody. So guys, I'm preparing now. I know your pain. Yeah, I'm doing all of my house washing today. Just think, your looks, had you got a tumble dryer? Your looks. Oh, yeah. My house doesn't have one, and we only got 2 lines outside for the washing and the full. You're back tomorrow, aren't you? Good. Yes, I am cleaning tomorrow rather than washing. No, sorry, I lied. I'm washing tomorrow. I am cleaning tomorrow. Just shoot me now. That's all I ask. Put me out of my misery. I don't ask so much out of life. Wow, this week's been tough. Oh. Long week. Long week. Yeah. I know that feeling, babe. I know that feeling. There we go. No, mine don't. 'Tis me. I'm not Tinkerbell. I feel like Tinker Smell at the moment. It's like it's not hard to put away. Oh, I've lost count of the times that I've asked and just might as well. Whatevs. 'Cause, you know, we're freaking robots as parents. Right, my lovelies, I have to go because I need to talk to a customer. I shall be back later.